Hello and welcome to the Science Fiction Double Feature podcast number 55. 55 podcasts at Peking. Oh, hey. Yes, this is my co-host Terry. Say hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry. Sorry, is that swallowing coffee?
Just typical Terry. Always swallowing coffee.
Things.
Oh, my God. How are things? What's been going on apart from inconvenient coffee?
Inconvenient rain making me shift my usual podcasting seat to a very comfortable recliner.
Oh man, so bad.
I know.
I'm in bed. It's good. I'm like Hugh Hefner. I'm working out of bed.
Oh, is your lady next to you?
No, she's wandered off. All right. So what we normally do, what we're not talking about where we physically are in our houses, is talk about movies. We're going to talk about some movie news, movie trailers, movies we've seen, and movies that are coming out. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, it's been a really good week for movie news and trailers. Had a good week. So first up, there was an interview with Joss Whedon on Complex.com, and pretty much he told us what he's now working on, like the screenplay he's working on, and it's a historical fiction horror movie based in set in World War II. And I can't wait to see this because in typical Joss Whedon fashion, he says, like referring to his writing, "Oh, this is great. I shouldn't be allowed near people," just like some of the scenes he's writing. So I'm really, really excited by this. I don't really care that he's comparing the little orange, compare the orange guy to the little guy with the mustache. So Trump and Hitler. That doesn't concern me. But yes, a historical horror fiction set in World War II by Joss Whedon. I'm so in. I'm so on board with that. Sounds so exciting to me. That's pretty much all we know of it at the moment, but that's enough to get my taste buds tasting, I suppose. What about you, Tim? Because I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan, and you like his stuff.
I do. It sounds good. I don't know. There's so little to go on. It could be good. It might be. It might be just a movie. There's no production. This is just a screenplay.
This is a screenplay he's writing.
Cool. Who knows? Maybe it'll be like some great unseen thing in the end, and we'll never see it. Who knows?
Oh, don't say that.
I'd watch it based on
There's
what I know.
There's so many of them.
Yeah. I'd watch it based on what I know at the moment. It sounds fine. But yeah, I don't know anything, so sure.
Sounds great.
It's literally all we know is it's a historical horror film set in World War II, like Dead Snow, except probably
wrote by Joss Whedon.
Written by Joss Whedon, yes.
Yeah, that like bumps up the points right there.
He did. What did he? Well, he made Cabin in the Woods, which is kind of meta. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it will. Well, yes, typically, yes. I'm just trying to infer things from what I know of Joss Whedon.
Alien Resurrection.
Did he? But he co-wrote that. He wrote an earlier draft, didn't he? Yeah.
Toy Story.
Yeah, that was quite horrific. With the. Yeah, I wonder if it will. I wonder if there's a chance that it's too timely now, and come November 9, and maybe the orange guy doesn't get in. I'm not quite sure what the polls are doing in the States. I wonder if it'll sort of lose its relevance. I wonder if it's specifically of this moment in time, and come November 9, maybe 9th of November, excuse me, it may no longer be a necessary film to make. Maybe, I don't know. I do doubt he'd make a movie that is that transparently about things. I think Whedon does tend to make, even when he's making a political point or some sort of point about things, it's still generally fun. So I would imagine whatever this is would still be good regardless of that. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see if this gets made and what it looks like. Do you remember he had that project after the Avengers that he was going to do with Warren Ellis that sounded really amazing that I've forgotten?
No.
It was something he was going to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
And it sounded really good, and I don't remember what it was.
Hmm.
It was like a supernatural TV comic thing. It was a TV series or a comic. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so I do recall that. I might have to look that up and get back to all the good people later.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's all we can really say about Joss Whedon at the moment, isn't it? Like, this sounds good, whatever it is, but we don't know much at the moment.
Pretty much. But that's exciting. I'm excited. More news, as we relayed last week. Disney is making a Mulan film, a live-action Mulan, and Sony went, "Hey, that's a damn good idea. We're going to make one too." And we've already got a director. So now we're getting 2 Mulans, and they've got a director, so they're one step ahead of Disney. The
They're
director,
much
though,
closer to getting down to business.
that's right. The director, though, he's done a lot of TV shows. They're like big TV shows, like Game of Thrones and Homeland and Bloodline. They're pretty big. Shameless, I've never really watched, so I don't know how good it is or not. So he's directed some TV shows, but it doesn't look like he's actually done any movies. So that could be interesting to see how that will work out for Sony. So 2 Mulans, 2 Jungle Books. We're getting 2 volcano movies back in the 90s. 2 meteoroids hidden the Earth movies.
There were those 2 magic movies. Remember the magic movies? There was The Prestige and then the other one.
No.
Yeah, no one knows about the other one. I think it was called The Illusionist, but I feel like there's been a few movies called that. Edward Norton was in it, I think.
Yeah, that is The Illusionist.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen The Prestige, so.
Oh my god, that movie was amazing. It's got Bowie. It's got... Oh, I should watch that again.
I should watch that. I love Bowie.
Yeah, it's good. It was really good. I only saw it at the cinemas. I haven't seen it since, but I remember it being very good. It's a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah, I know it's a big film.
Do you think there's this Mulan has suddenly become sort of multiple a story of which there are multiple adaptations to reach the Chinese market? Surely that must be part of Sony and Disney's strategy or realization that tapping this huge market must be with a story from there must be a good idea. Surely that's the case.
Well, China is quite dense with population, so I assume if you target any marketing at them, it's going to bring in the yen. So yes. Is that the wrong country?
I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, yuan. Is it yuan? I feel like it's yuan. I don't. I should know this because professionally, I should know things about China that I don't know.
Well, I think
the currency is called.
I think the Disney one is going for a entire Chinese cast for it. So hopefully Deadline actually follow suit since it is a Chinese film.
They must do in the year 2016. They must do that, surely.
Yeah, they can't get away with John Wayne again with a mustache.
Yeah. John Wayne as Mongol conqueror.
With his pidgin English. Oh.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
Haven't you? Oh, it's pretty. It's hilarious.
Never come up in my life to see the Conqueror.
Or Mickey Rourke in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, that is that Mickey Rourke? No, it's not Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rooney.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's horrendous. Anyway.
But no, hopefully they actually go with the Chinese cast. Sounds good.
They must do in 2016. They must do. All right. Was there anything else? Any other?
You've got some news.
Oh, do I? Yeah, briefly. Don't know a great deal at the moment, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt has signed onto a film called Sovereign. It's a science fiction thriller about a man who goes to goes into space to a space station to try and find his wife, and everyone has disappeared from the space station. So who knows what's going to happen? We don't know a great deal about this project yet. It sounds pretty good. Script. I don't know what this means. So Mark Munden is directing. He's done things. The script is a rewritten script by Jack Thorne. So I don't know if that means that Jack Thorne has done a rewrite on a script or wrote a script that was then rewritten by a Hollywood fixer. Jack Thorne wrote Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much to know right now. I'm guessing it's not a Babylon 5 movie or from any of the space stations we are familiar with. So yes, it sounds good, but yeah, we don't know that much right now. Are you excited for Sovereign based on what we know at the moment? It's JGL in space.
For him, yeah, okay. The rest of it, not really. Like, if you got an estranged wife, why would you go to all the way to space to find her? Stuff her.
maybe that's what will happen. Like, it's called that now, but it's all a ruse, and he'll be like, "Your wife's gone missing in space," and he just stays at home and eats macaroni.
What estranged wife? Hey, she left me. If she wants to get lost in space, that's her job.
Yeah. Don't know. We'll have to find out.
But yeah, sure. Why not? Space is fun.
Cool.
Maybe he goes and pushes her out the airlock or something.
Like, why do you think this is what it's going to be?
Well, there's obviously bad blood there. They don't get along anymore, and they just are too damn lazy to get a divorce.
Maybe he's a cop and he's really married to the job, and she's gone to LA, the space. Maybe it's Die Hard in space.
Well, then it shouldn't matter. He's married to his job. He's got his true love.
That's
the revolver.
This is my wife, Gunny. No. All right, moving on. Shall we move on and talk about trailers instead of your terrible interpretation of the premise of the movie Sovereign that hasn't even been released yet?
Yeah, sure. We've had some pretty good trailers, actually.
Yeah. Yes, we have. It's been a week.
Let's start off with the best. Let's really start off with the best, with Logan. How good was the Logan trailer?
It was very good.
It was very good. It felt nothing like a comic book trailer. It felt very personal. It felt like a Western drama. You got an old man, Xavier, in the backseat. They're going on a road trip. It looks so fun. I'm really, really excited. And I love the Johnny Cash song over the top. It was great.
Yes. Yeah, it's really good. It's very impressionistic. It's got Hurt, that cover by Johnny Cash. It looks like the plot, I don't know, there's not many mutants for some reason, and Patrick Stewart is still around, but I don't know, he has to get carried around by old man Logan, and Logan has to protect a kid who I think is X-23, but I don't know who X-23 is, so I don't know. The problem I had with this is I didn't see the Wolverine, and I didn't see X-Men Origins Wolverine. So I kind of don't know the context of a lot of what's going on. I don't know how much you need to, but X-Men movies are complicated now, I think. They're very complicated. I don't know how the timelines work. I also don't... Is this in the original timeline, the same one as that got rewritten?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I'm going to assume so because it's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, is that what the diagram said? That like the X-Men trilogy, such as it is still in their old timeline, and now this will be the end of it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think so.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, you really don't need to watch the other two Wolverines, I don't think, to get what's going on in this teaser. And let's remember, it is a teaser.
Yeah. It still looks good. Like,
it looks fantastic.
Makes me wonder, I guess, as well. You can't just kind of, wow, that's amazing, without also wondering what happened in the other movie that I don't know.
Did you see the Red Band trailer that was put out for this?
No, I just saw the one you linked to.
Yeah. There is another trailer, because it is going to be rated R in the US. So it's they've put out a Red Band trailer, And pretty much the only scene that's added is Wolverine driving his blades through someone's skull.
Oh, cool. Well, not cool. No, that's cool.
It is cool. So yeah, that looks pretty awesome. You get because I didn't see any Wolverine in this trailer really. Like you had one scene of him jumping down with his claws, but it was all pretty much Logan, and hence the name and stuff. It feels very personal and more of a human story than a mutant X-Men story.
Yeah, it feels like an old man thriller. A jaded old man has to protect a precious child, which is fine. Do you know in the last X-Men movie, this was my only real central question. Has Wolverine or Logan, has Hugh Jackman lost his healing powers that he's had for so long? Like,
yes, well, I don't know about in the last one. I don't remember what in Apocalypse.
No, in the Wolverine. Like, was that the plot to the Wolverine?
I can't remember that. I can't remember that. It's got that silly Wade Wilson in it with his mouth sewn up.
No, that was the first one. That was X-Men.
Oh, that's right. The one in Japan.
Yeah.
I can't remember that either.
Because that seems relevant. Like, if he can't heal, then how do his claws work?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know, but he's Logan. It says here, I'm looking at IMDb, with Logan's healing ability slowly fading away, and Xavier's Alzheimer's forcing him to forget. So it's got something to do with the Nathaniel Essex Corporation or something.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so his powers are fading, so he can probably only do the blade things one at a time. Okay.
And it'll hurt like hell.
Yeah, a little bit every now and then. Okay. All right. We figured out how the X-Men work. So now we can enjoy this trailer for what it is. Yes. Is that all we have to say about X-Men, Wolverine, Logan?
I think so for now.
Okay. We'll see. There'll be more to come. We'll find out some stuff.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh,
yes.
My God. I am a huge fan of this movie, the first one, and James Gunn in particular. And I was really, really keen to see this, and I'm left very underwhelmed by this teaser. Pretty much, I think it works well if you haven't seen the movie since 2014, and they go, hey, remember these characters? Well, we've got another movie coming out. That's pretty much what it does, because for me, who have seen it like quite a lot of times, maybe 100, I don't know, it kind of felt a little bit underwhelming. It didn't really tease me that much as a teaser should, and I don't know, it was just, it felt like good for people who have forgotten the characters to like reintroduce them. But yeah, I didn't pull much away from this. I love the shots. There's some fantastic shots in it. It looks fantastic. But other than that, it wasn't as, maybe I had my hopes up too high, but it wasn't as epic as I was hoping it would be. I'm still excited for the movie. I'm still excited for the full trailer, but this teaser just didn't really do it for me. How about you, Tim?
I liked Michael Rooker's like metal thing. What's that called? Metal mohawk. That was cool.
Oh yes,
that was sweet. So, what's this on the poster? The black and white poster.
Oh yes.
This lady on the left, is that?
That's Nebula. Yeah.
So she's joining the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Because she just, last time we saw her, I think she just kind of strode out. That's interesting.
Yeah, she flew off. She stole one of the spaceships that flew away.
Okay. And now she's part of it. Well, should they give that away? Surely that needs to be explained, how that happened.
Well, I kind of knew that she was coming back as a Guardian. So that's me, but I follow this project pretty closely. And in the teaser, they've actually got a bag over her head, and they pull the bag off with her hands tied behind her back. So they obviously capture her. So
okay, but we know how that's going to turn out now.
But I kind of I don't know. See, it wasn't a surprise for me because I already knew.
Yeah. Okay. Surely that should be like, isn't that critical? I don't know.
I really liked her character in the first one. I wish we saw
Yeah, there
some more
wasn't
of it.
enough of her.
So
There wasn't enough. It was yeah. Yeah, it looked fine. It's a teaser. It just gives you a little bit of banter and stuff, and it's fine. I like Michael Rooker's haircut.
I like how cute is Baby Groot in his little leather jacket he's got on.
It's pretty sweet, yes.
Yeah. So that's Guardians. We don't have as much to say about that as what I was hoping, mainly because I wasn't that concerned with it.
It's a teaser. You'll find out more.
I know. And that's what all I kept watching and going, well, it's got some great shots in it, but it just feels like it's, hey, remember these characters? We've got another movie. Oh, okay. All right, let's move on then. Assassin's Creed, I've been very excited for this. I love the game. So to get this full trailer is really, really cool. It feels like the game, like it feels like the story and all the reasons you get invested into the game and into the characters of the game. You can feel that in this trailer here. It's got some epic shots in it. It looks fantastic. So I think I still got some horrible music over the top, just like the teaser. Oh my god! Can they put more horrible music in these trailers? Yeah, I remember you quite confused about what's going on. Does this help you figure out what's going on?
No, there's like a thing called the Animus, which I think is a big that has Fassbender on it, and he can go back in time or call up his memories, and I don't know, there's like some people who want to take over the Animus, and I don't care. It's just stuff. It's stuff and bad music and like hyper choreographed fight scenes, and I don't care because it looks bad. It just
looks great.
It looks horrible. It looks like stuff is just happening, and I don't care about any of it.
Okay, so the whole point, the plot of it is Michael Fassbender's character. Who's his name in this? Did they give him a different name?
It's
Callum.
Michael Facebender.
All right, we'll call him Callum. He's a descendant from one of the knights of the Assassin's Creed, of the Assassins back in what to do 500 years ago. So, and they can draw from his blood in the Animus, and he can relive like the memories that his ancestor has. And so they're trying to get him to go back to, I assume, find something. They're looking for stuff in the game. So I assume he's there to find stuff or find a person or something. So that's the whole point of what's happening. So you get him in a future like context, and then he's thrown into the past. It looks really cool. I like the choreographed fight scenes. They're very fun.
They just look, ugh. Just turn it into a dance movie. Just be done with it and make it a dancing assassin movie. I'd watch that. I gotta watch that dancing assassin movie. Yeah, Assassin Bender. Oh my god! It's just stuff that's happening. You can't even explain it, and you've played the game.
I can. I just explained it.
So
I just was a bit loose on the details as to when they were. And
okay, I don't care. I don't want to watch an Assassin's Creed movie.
All right. You'll watch USS Indianapolis, Men of Courage.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't want to. Why don't you tell us about it, and I'll tell you my boring opinion of it later.
Well, I reckon Quint should tell us about it, but he's not here.
Quint.
That's my knowledge of the Indianapolis is from Quint from Jaws. Yeah, so Nick Cage, he's the captain of the USS Indianapolis, and they take the bomb to wherever they were taking it, so it can kill the Japanese. And on the way back, the Jap submarine sinks them, and then they're in the water with sharks for days until a Catalina comes along and picks them up. So yeah, that's the whole movie.
Except with more patriotism.
Yes,
because
and more Nicolas Cage-ness.
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, yep. It's like a lot of true stories, I guess. It's kind of just some stuff that happens. There's some sharks. They have to go rescue the captain. Thomas Jane has a mustache. I mean, it's a reasonably well. We kind of know this story, I guess, from Jaws as much as anything. So we're kind of just going to see Quint's backstory play out, aren't we, for the most part? And it'll look very much like a movie. That looks
I kind
fun.
of, I kind of hope they have an extra or a seaman on there, and they call out, "Hey, Quint, get the life vest" or something. That's enough for me.
That would be. Would it? Surely that's too much. Surely that will just ruin the effect if there's a guy called Quint.
No. I think just one line in there. Hey, go get that thing, Quint. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like these a lot of the true war stories. There's a way to make them that's established, and this looks like another one, and that's fine. But I'm not holding out for it myself.
You should. It's Nicolas Cage with sharks. I think that's the best.
But it's post tax crisis Nicolas Cage. Like he's not slumming it anymore. He's trying to make good movies, and so he's not going to be doing his like. It's not going to be. I'm going to take this opportunity to experiment as an actor and yell things ridiculously. He's going to be trying this time. It's not going to be fun.
He will be still yelling things. He's the captain.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like as bonkers as Wicker Man. I mean, yeah. It's not going to be Outcast. Have you seen Outcast? It's not going to be like he isn't. It's no. He's not going to be. I am the white ghost. That's not going to be happening.
He might say that as he gets chomped in half.
I am the white ghost, and then he inhabits the shark that eats him, and it becomes a ghost shark, and that's the ghost shark.
Or Ghost Shark 2.
Ghost Shark. Well, when I say Ghost Shark, I mean Ghost Shark 2 Urban Jaws, not the other one.
All right then. Well, tell us about your terrible trailer then, since you don't like 4 of mine.
Just briefly, the iconic New Zealand movie Goodbye Pork Pie is being remade. It's just called Pork Pie. It stars James Rolliston and someone from Outrageous Fortune. James Rolliston, who you may know as the boy from Boy. He's recently been in The Rehearsal, recently been in a car crash as well. Yeah, this looks like Pork Pie, Goodbye Pork Pie again, except they've clearly gotten the Mini from Mini New Zealand and they're not allowed to wreck it. So the car looks much more pristine than it does in Goodbye Pork Pie. So it's going through the motions of Goodbye Pork Pie without the resonance. Less bizarre discussion of consent issues, I suspect. And yeah, they probably don't ruin the car. So, yep. Oh, and it's got the guy who plays Feely from The Hobbit in it. Yep.
Yes.
That's the movie. It doesn't look particularly good as a car movie, to be honest. It looks like it's the Italian Job remake of New Zealand film. Basically, it's the exact same premise. That movie with iconic minis. Let's remake it with a new mini. It's basically what's happening. I don't. Did you watch this? Did it make any sense to you?
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay. And they're playing O Fortuna over a car chase, which they did in Hunt for the Wilder People. So stop that. All right.
But
We want to.
that's why Hunt for the Wilder People was a big hit. So if they put it in their trailer, they will also be a big hit.
That's why people like Goodbye Pork Pie, because of O Fortuna over. It's not O Fortuna actually. That's wrong. That's incorrect. But it's that. Do you think that was the key to Hunt for the Wilder People? Was O Fortuna was opera over a car chase? I don't think that's true. Anyway,
no, Sam Neill's beard.
Sam Neill's beard and that pig. Unless they did it originally in Goodbye Pork Pie, which I can't remember. I doubt it. Yes. They're remaking Goodbye Pork Pie for no reason, and they can make other things.
They should call it Hello Pork Pie.
It's just called pork pie. I suspect it's gonna. I wonder if there will be a scene where he goes for a drive and just gets stuck on the motorway because it's a long weekend. That would be fantastic if that's half the movie. If all the stuff in the trailer happens in like a dream sequence and he spends the entire movie stuck on the motorway, that would be amazing. It won't happen. All right, shall we move on? Shall we? Okay. Shall we talk about what we've watched this week?
Yeah, let's hear it, Tim. I'll
Okay.
chip in with two of yours as well because I've seen
All
them.
right. We'll do it. Yeah, that'll be more efficient. I love efficiency. I finished watching Luke Cage, or as I'm going to call it, Luke Cage Miracle Baby. I liked how they explained why Luke Cage was called the Miracle Baby. And I liked how Method Man explained the premise of the show to us. That was very convenient. I was quite disappointed though that at no point did the character Shades take off his shades to reveal that he was wearing a slightly smaller pair of shades underneath. Which I was jonesing for throughout the entire show. It's good. It's got a few silly moments. I liked Alfred Woodard. I liked Mahershala Ali a lot more than some of the other characters. I like the guy who played Zip. He was quite good. It was alternately great and kind of just hokey and corny, but it was okay. I did like Method Man. I liked Method Man and Luke Cage geeking out towards each other. That was quite fun, and I thought it was generally good. I liked Rosario Dawson's mum as well. She was quite good. The character's mum. I've never met Rosario Dawson's mum, but I'm sure she's a nice lady.
I like your mum.
Stop that.
She's a nice lady.
She's good at stuff. So that was my opinions on Luke Cage. It's a good show. It was good. We'll have to see what happens next, I guess. Yeah, I saw the Magnificent Seven. It's okay. This is Antoine Fuqua's remake of. Well, he says it's a remake of Seven Samurai, but it's called the Magnificent Seven, so I guess it's also a remake of the Magnificent Seven.
Maybe
It's
he
got
hasn't seen the 50s one and thought it was a brand new idea.
Maybe. It was I'm like, guys, I've seen this amazing Japanese movie, and I think we should remake it. Okay.
Into a Western.
Okay. It's got good moments. I liked I like Chris Pratt. He's charming. He's quite fun and charming. I thought Ethan Hawke was very good in this. I thought Vincent D'Onofrio was really, really good, but it kind of lacks. It's kind of just some stuff that happens, really. I mean, if you know the gist of the Magnificent Seven, that a bunch of outlaws, sort of cowboys, get together to defend a town from worst people. That's pretty much what happens here. It's fine, but it could be a lot more than it was. It's just not that exciting. It's got good moments, but it's not great. Is what I would say, and there's a lot of potential there that isn't really made you tapped at all. It's just some cowboy stuff. What did you think of it?
I had a lot of fun with this. I found it very, very fun, like a fun popcorn blockbuster movie. I liked all the characters. I really wish we had got a bit more story, a bit more development with the characters. Ethan Hawke's the only one we actually got a bit of depth to. So yeah, I wish that they kind of went a little bit further with some of the other characters. And Bartholomew Bode, by the evil villain, played by Peter Sarsgaard. I just thought he was stoned the whole time, and I hated him. He was such a one-note character. It looked like he was about to pass over from too many pills.
He was very one note. I thought he was a good villain because he was vicious, but yeah, he was kind of. It was just a very conventional villain.
Yeah, he was very so monotone. Terrible. I really hated him. But yeah, he was an asshole, so that helps. But generally, I had a lot of fun with this. I reckon I'm probably going to buy it because I'd like to watch this again. It's fun. It's a good time. There's lots of horses in it and gunshots.
There are a lot of horses. Did you find I was interesting? I found the final fight very, very chaotic. which is kind of normal for an action movie. But I don't know. I kind of get the sense that specifically the Battle of the Bastards, that scene in Game of Thrones, has kind of upped the game and sort of is the new standard in terms of how good you can make a fight look while still making it look chaotic but comprehensible as well, because you know what's going on in the broader sense in that scene, but it's still extremely chaotic and horrible looking, and it does sort of and but it's so well done, and I feel like this, compared to that, which is what we will now compare things to, it just doesn't measure up particularly well.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from, but it's just a one-off. It's not really the standard. It's the exception at the moment.
Well, it's the new.
So of course it is exceptional.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the one that you want to live up to. But I didn't find it that chaotic. I knew the 7 guys I was rooting for, so I just followed them around and waited for someone to get shot.
Yeah, I didn't really understand where things were happening in the town. It was complicated.
Yeah, which is weird because it was like a one-row town.
Yeah, it sort of. But I didn't know where the mine was in relation to the town, and it seemed, I don't know, it was all very flat, and I didn't really understand. Like, it's flat, you can just see everything is over there. Why? How is this working? I don't know. It was good. It was general. Well, it was fine. It was generally okay. Anyway.
I like how they had all the tents pitched up for the final fight, and they had guys in them with guns, and none of the guys on the horsebacks were quite aware that there was people in the tents with guns.
That was quite good. That was quite clever, yeah.
Yeah, but if I'm riding on a horse and there's a shit like to a big battle, I'd be going, there's probably people in those tents. I don't know why they were so surprised when they got shot.
Well, I think it's surprising to get shot. I don't know. Why would you? Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, what else have you seen?
I watched 13th, Ava DuVernay's documentary on. It's nominally about the current state of the prison industrial complex in the US, but it's also a potted history of Black America and the civil rights movement. It's really, really good. It's really, really affecting. It takes you through from just after slavery, just the end of the Civil War. It's named 13th after the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which states that no one can be held as forced to work and therefore held as a slave except as punishment for a crime. And it's about sort of the systematic establishment of criminalization of things and prison incarceration of people as a method of control, effectively, of particularly the black population. There's a lot of talking heads discussing events throughout history. A lot of it's a lot of footage of different politicians for the most part. Some of the more recent shootings that have been caught on camera are included at the end. That's pretty brutal. There's a lot of other footage and primary source stuff. It's really affecting. It's quite good. It's quite timely as well. It's definitely drawing parallels between the rhetoric of those opposed to civil rights generally with that of Trump. But yeah, it's a really affecting documentary. It's only 100 minutes long. You should definitely see it. It's really, really good. And lastly, last night I saw Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Resurgence, whatever this movie may be called. It looks good. It looks like Hideaki Anno. If you've seen it, it's directed by Hideaki Anno. This is a reboot of the Toho franchise, the original makers of the Godzilla series. So it's not related to any of the previous Godzilla films, including the Gareth Edwards film.
Yay!
Yeah, it's It looks good. It's very familiar if you've seen Hideki Anno's work on Neon Genesis Evangelion. There's there's not enough monster, and there's too much extended political discourse that is a thinly veiled commentary on the current state of Japanese politics. It's definitely got that very striking imagery that we know from Hideki Anno, but there's so many meetings and discussions and rhetoric on the state of Japan and the role of Japan in the world and the US relationship with Japan, and some really bad dialogue as well. And it really looks like Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, I would not say it is worth seeing. What did you think of Shin Godzilla?
I would say it is worth seeing because it is such a great B-grade monster movie. I went with Mark, our friend Mark, or Emu Boy, as we're going to start referring to him as.
I like that. It matches his number plate.
Yes, it does. Lucky. So we had a blast in it. We were laughing the whole time. It's one of those movies you have to watch with a group of people and just get into the B-gradiness of it. The dialogue is horrendous. And the politics is stupid because they have to relay each bit of information to the person sitting next to them to relay that to the president or the prime minister, and then have to go back the other way to give the orders. That was hilarious. And when spoiler alert, the prime minister gets killed and the other guy takes over. I love the line in it. He's getting bombarded with all these other politicians for him to make decisions, and then they leave, and he looks down at his noodles. Yeah, I knew this job was going to be tough. My noodles have gone soggy. And there was a Japanese word for bugger.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know Japanese had a translation for bugger, but I love it.
I guess they do. I find it's an odd word to hear basically anyone who isn't British say at this point, especially the bugger. Like, that's something that.
Yeah, it sounds very Australian.
Yeah.
Maybe it's translated into Australian for us.
And
I was really confused at the start because I thought that was going to be the creature that like Godzilla was, because there was a spoiler alert again. There's a creature that comes out of the water, and we're like, okay, well, this clearly isn't Godzilla, so maybe Godzilla's going to come and fight this thing and save Tokyo, a bit like Godzilla versus King Kong or Mothra or something. But no, he morphs. He transmutates into Godzilla, and it's hilarious. He looks so funny in that when he first comes out of the ocean. It's hilarious. And he moves.
Terrifying.
Yeah, he is. And because of these big eyes, his eyes are really weird, very fish-like. He just moved really weird. And so it was pretty funny. I really enjoyed Shin Godzilla for all of its B-gradeness.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've seen this week. What have you seen?
All right, well, let's catch up on American Horror Story Roanoke. I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit more. I still don't like the first-person interviews, but the story is getting really, really good. And Kathy Bates is in it now, and so is Quicksilver. What's his name? Evan Peters. He's turned up in it, so it's getting a lot of the recurring cast back, and bringing in some of these new characters a bit and freshen things up a little bit. Because those first few episodes, they were stale as. So I'm really glad I'm getting into it, and I hear there's a big twist coming. So hopefully there is a big twist, and it's spectacular. It makes me forget about the first half of the series. Westworld episode 3, I believe, has just come out this week. It's very, very good. Anthony Hopkins is fantastic in it. We didn't get to see too much of Ed Harris in this episode. Just a little bit more story with the AIs, and yes, it's very good. And yeah, they're starting to misbehave. It's very fun. Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters is now available on digital. I don't know if it's on DVD yet, but it's definitely available digital. I rented it, and I'm glad I didn't spend more than $3.99 on it. I hate it.
It's amazing.
I think I may have laughed once throughout it. The only thing I did like about it are all the references to the old one and the cameos. That is the only thing I can say I like about it. The rest of it felt like a 2 hour and 10-minute SNL sketch, because I watched the extended edition. God, that movie dragged on. And I like the effects. I did like the look of the ghosts. They were pretty cool. But pretty much anything with the cast, the main cast, I disliked. Florence Foster Jenkins. I saw that last night. On the night before, sorry. Florence Foster Jenkins. Of course, you really care what night I watched this movie.
I do. I need to know.
This is the biography kind of Florence Foster Jenkins, who in the 30s or the 40s, she was quite a passionate music lover. She lived for music, and she thought she was just the bomb when it came to singing, and she was just shit. She can't hold a note, but she doesn't know it. So her husband bribes everyone and to give her a nice applause after she's done with the concerts. And then while he's away for the weekend with his mistress, she decides to book Carnegie Hall and give out tickets to all the troops and puts on a concert for them. And it's a good movie. It's fun. It's funny. It's funny and fun. But I've seen the story done better. Earlier this year, there was a French release called Marguerite. And that's got a better story to it. The humor is much subtler, and it's not as comedic. It is funny, but it's not as intentionally comedic as what this one with Meryl Streep is. But in saying that, the Florence Foster Jenkins movie feels truer to the real life, whereas the French one is pretty much, it's just based on the premise of her. So yes, there's Florence Foster Jenkins. You should see it. It's pretty good. It's fun and funny. And last night I watched Swiss Army Man. Oh, that fighting corpse is hilarious. It is so weird and such a mind trip and so silly. It's really, really funny, and it took a turn I didn't expect. I didn't expect it to go the way it did, and it just got really, really weird. You should watch Swiss Army Man. It is definitely worth watching Daniel Radcliffe as a fighting corpse. It's definitely worth it. Oh, and also on last Sunday, I went to the Australian premiere of Hacksaw Ridge. Yes, it was good. Hacksaw Ridge is a fantastic film. It is really, really good. It's probably as good as Mel Gibson's Braveheart. There's a lot of story, it sets it up, and it takes you a bit in, the start off with his home life and meeting his girlfriend, who's played by Teresa Palmer, and then we get into his army training, and then we get into the war. So it's not till the third act we actually get to Hacksaw Ridge, and he does these heroic things. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, Hacksaw Ridge is about this guy called Desmond Doss. It's based on a true story, who was a conscientious objector to World War II, but he enlisted and was going to be a medic, but he wasn't going to touch a gun. And then the army no, you've got to get rifle trained. He's like, no, no, I don't. So either way, he gets to Hacksaw Ridge for the Japanese invasion, and pretty much his whole entire platoon and the thing is blown apart. The Japanese are too strong on that ridge, and he's left up there by himself, and he drags off 75 men back to base camp, more or less, by himself, and he's awarded the Medal of Honor, or Medal of Valor. Medal of Honor it was. So yes, he didn't pick up a rifle the whole time, and will never fired a bullet. And yes, it's very good. It's a great movie. It's very bloody, very gory. Some of the scenes are horrific. And on a side note, Sam Neill came out and spoke and introduced Mel Gibson to the stage, and I kind of fangirled and turned to my wife. It's fucking Alan Grant. I was very excited. So yes, that's what I've done this week.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
What's coming out?
We've got two. We've got Hell or High Water, which is a Western, which the US is going nuts for. Like a lot of people, like top reviewers I follow over there, are saying it was one of the best movies of the year, like top 5. Let me just find it because I'm not prepared. And also Doctor Strange is coming out. So we've only got the 2 movies coming out. Hell or High Water. Here we go. Where's my synopsis? Here it is. So 2 brothers resort to immoral and illegal means to save their family's Texas ranch. Pretty much the government or the banks are jipping them for money, so they start becoming bank robbers and kind of become Ned Kellys, like folk heroes to the villages. I don't want to say villages, it's set now.
The towns?
The townspeople. Villages makes it sound like it's set like in the 1800s, but it's not. Ben Foster's in this, Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine. Looks great. I really want to see it. And Doctor Strange is coming out, Marvel's next Marvel movie, MCU movie. Doctor Strange, he loses his hands. Well, not literally. He uses the use of his hands. And he goes to Tibet and becomes a big sorcerer. It looks really, really trippy. I've been excited for this mainly because they've had Scott Derrickson as the director, who is primarily a horror director. So hopefully we get some really cool shots, some really cool dark undertones. A lot of suspense, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully that's why they got him in. Benedict Cumberbatch is our Doctor Strange. Rachel McAdams is in it. Tilda Swinton, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm so seeing this. I can't wait. What any different in New Zealand, Tim?
So we've got Doctor Strange and Hell or High Water. We also have I, Daniel Blake, which is the latest film from Ken Loach.
Yep.
That's out at the moment. Yeah, so that's all that's out here. Let me just Google a thing.
For anyone in Australia, I don't think I, Daniel Blake comes out until mid-November here.
Okay. Okay, breaking news! Breaking news! Fantastic breaking news. Literally 6 minutes ago, the official Star Wars Twitter has tweeted that Donald Glover, who you may know as Childish Gambino or as Troy in Community, he was
Oh,
in
wow.
some other movie I saw, is going to be playing Lando Calrissian in the Han Solo Star Wars story, joining Alden Ehrenreich in that, as well as one of 3 actresses, one of which was Zoe Kravitz, and I can't remember the other 2. That's exciting. I like Donald Glover. I think he'll be great as Lando. So we'll have to see how that plays out. That's some fun news for your Saturday morning. Sweet.
That is. That perks up after some terrible movies that Tim just told us about. But question, it says here, like, he's going to be Lando Calrissian in an untitled 2018. Oh, Han Solo. Don't worry.
It's the Han Solo Star Wars story, yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't have a title yet. It's just the Han Solo movie.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be like one we hadn't heard of yet. And I was going to say, do you think it's a Lando story or if he's just in it? But yeah, okay, he's in the Han Solo story.
Yes.
So all right, exciting. That's very exciting.
We get to find out what he's doing there. Maybe don't know who else is coming along. Maybe Lobot, maybe Chaneth Char, maybe Sana Starras, maybe Dr. Afra. Probably not Dr. Afra. Yeah, that's exciting. Cool. All right. So.
Oh, so do you think we will see Lando lose the Millennium Falcon? Doesn't he lose it in a bet to Han Solo?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if it's canon that he was definitely playing Sabak, but yes, he loses it in a bet. To Han Solo. So
Yeah, maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, I would imagine we'll see some element of that. Which will be good. I think that'll be good. I don't know if it's confirmed as a Han Solo origin story. So presumably we will see how he meets Chewie and loses the Falcon and stuff. Or it might just be another adventure. Who knows? Who knows indeed.
That's right.
Cool.
So I can't remember. Have they haven't cast Han Solo, have they?
Yeah, it's Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. All right.
Cool. So, blog facts. If you want to read our main blog, it's at sfdfmoviereviews.tumblr.com. That's mirrored to... no, it's not. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SFDF Movie Reviews. You can find us on Twitter at SFDF Movie Review. If you just want to listen to the podcast, we're at soundcloud.com/SFDF or wherever good SoundClouds are found. We're also on iTunes. Just search SFDF in the iTunes and you should find us. If you want to email us, you can get to us at inspaceNoOneCanEatIceCream@gmail.com. And if you want to find links to all these things, because I've said them too quickly, you can find them listed down the right side of the main blog, along with many other good things at sfdfmoviereviews.tumblr.com. Okay, that's about it from us this week, I think. That's all we have to say.
That's all I've got to say.
All right, fantastic. Someone sent me something. What's
this?
I
just sent you.
Oh, there you go. Sweet. Yeah, that's an R-rated picture of Hugh Jackman killing some guy. Cool. And on that bright note, yes, it's time to say goodbye. So say goodbye, Terry.
Goodbye, Terry.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.